Hi, I'm Patty Jackman, and I'd like to welcome you to another episode in our History Bites series. Today, we will be discussing the history of two Long Island museums and how our patrons can access these museums for free using our Museum Pass program. The first museum we're looking at is the Parrish Art Museum, located at 279 Montauk Highway in Watermill. The Parrish Art Museum in Southampton is generally considered the first museum on Long Island. Founded in 1898, with one of the most concentrated creative communities in the United States, the Parrish Art Museum has been a vital cultural presence on the East End of Long Island from its inception. For more than a century, the museum has endured and expanded. From a single exhibition hall in Southampton Village, built by Samuel Longstreth Parrish to showcase his collection, to its relocation in 2012 to a light-filled, purpose-built facility in Watermill, New York. The original building, constructed in wood and completed in the summer of 1897, opened to the public in August 1898 as the Art Museum at Southampton. Developments at the museum slowed considerably after Parrish's death in 1932, along with the Great Depression and the war years that followed. By 1941, the village of Southampton accepted the building, grounds, and founding collection as a gift from Parrish's estate, and the museum was eventually renamed Parrish Memorial Art Museum. By the mid-1980s, it was clear that Parrish had outgrown its original building, which lacked the basic infrastructure necessary for a professional museum, as well as the space to showcase its collection and temporary exhibitions. In 2005, the museum purchased 14 acres in Watermill, New York. In July of 2010, the team broke ground and the 34,400 square foot building opened to the public on November 10, 2012. Designed by the internationally acclaimed firm Herzog & de Meuron, the horizontal structure, sited to take advantage of natural north light, is nestled discreetly in the landscape. The exterior suggests the vernacular architecture of sheds and potato barns that for generations doubled as artist workspaces. The skylit galleries recreate the light and proportions of the typical artist's studio. Along with permanent exhibits and artwork on display, the museum offers a few changing exhibits. Currently on display is Fresh Paint, Raven Half Moon. This is on exhibit from June 12th through October 6th of 2025. The Parrish Art Museum and the Flag Art Foundation continue their Fresh Paint collaboration with a work by the artist Raven Half Moon of the Caddo Nation. Standing at over 6 feet tall, Sun Twins is a stoneware sculpture of two towering figures positioned side by side. The work emerges from Half Moon's ongoing project to create commanding depictions of Indigenous women. Also on display is Sean Cully, the Albee Barn, Montauk. This is on display from May 11th through September 21st of 2025. Sean Scully, the Albee Barn, Montauk, is a survey of the artist's work ranging from 1981 to 2024, exploring his Long Island connection and how a single month spent in Montauk in the summer of 1982 became a pivotal place and moment in the artist's career. The exhibition includes over 70 works, chosen in collaboration with the artist to highlight the work's contextual site of landscape and light. We travel to Nassau County to take a look at the Nassau County Art Museum. It is located at 1 Museum Drive in Roslyn Harbor. Located on 145 acres in Roslyn Harbor, the Nassau County Museum of Art combines a dynamic imagery of a museum experience with a historic mansion, extraordinary outdoor sculpture garden, and formal gardens. The Nassau County Museum of Art provides the Long Island community and beyond with 4 important exhibitions per year of prominent, world-renowned artists. Most of the museum's 145 acres originally belonged to William Cullen Bryant, longtime editor of the New York Evening Post and also a poet, lawyer, conservationist, political activist, and patron of the arts. In 1862, Bryant built a Gothic Revival board guest house on his upland farm, which is now the museum property. In 1900, Lloyd Stevens Bryce purchased Bryant's upland farm and commissioned the architect and tastemaker Ogden Codman to design a neo-Georgian mansion on an elevated site overlooking Hempstead Harbor, now the Nassau County Museum of Art. In 1919, Henry Clay Frick, co-founder of U.S. Steel Corporation and world-famous art collector, purchased Bryce House as a gift for his son and daughter-in-law, Childs and Francis Frick. They hired British architect Sir Charles Carrick Ullum to redesign the facade as well as the interior of their new home, which they named Clayton. The grounds at Clayton, developed by the Fricks, were among the foremost landscapes in America. Francis and Childs Frick lived at Clayton with their children, Adelaide, Francis, Martha, and Henry, who they nicknamed Clay, for almost 50 years. Childs Frick passed away in 1965 at the age of 81. 4 years later, the estate was purchased by Nassau County to establish the Nassau County Museum of Fine Art, administered by the county's Office of Cultural Development. In 1989, the museum became a private, not-for-profit institution, governed and funded by its own board of trustees, and a major exterior restoration of the historic mansion was undertaken. A sculpture park was also begun in 1989 and has become one of the largest publicly accessible sculpture parks in the Northeast. Along with permanent exhibits and artwork on display, the museum offers a few changing exhibits. May We All Grow Up to Be Children is on display through November 9th of 2025. A family exhibition entitled May We All Grow Up to Be Children will transform the museum's Gallery 5 for this special experience. It is based on the International Book Award finalist for children's literature, titled The Boy and the Boy King, with 26 works of art by George H. Lewis. The book was co-written by George H. Lewis and A.D. Lubbow. The book and exhibition convey a magical story about the power of friendship and imagination. Also on display is At Play through November 9th, 2025. The Nassau County Museum of Art's current exhibition, At Play, encompasses dance, music, theater, movies, circus, boating, and beach scenes, along with horse racing and various sports, both active and passive. Examples of works include images of rock stars and Hollywood icons, from Andy Warhol's celebrity portraits of Marilyn Monroe and Elizabeth Taylor, to photographs of the Beatles by the legendary photographer Harry Benson. Also featured are archival items from the Metropolitan Opera and the New York Philharmonic, including costumes and vintage fashion items. These museums and more are available to Middle Country Public Library patrons through our Museum Pass program. The Middle Country Public Library offers its patrons free access to over 35 museums through the Museum Pass program. Reservations to borrow a pass can be made up to 60 days in advance to patrons who are 19 years of age and older and who hold a valid Middle Country Public Library card. Due to high demand, a maximum of 1 pass per cardholder is permitted out at any one time. And eligible cardholders may have up to 4 passes on request, but with no more than 1 for each museum. Reservations can be made for a specific day of use by using our online reservation system, which is accessible through the MCPL homepage. Reservations can also be made in person at the Youth Services Reference Desk or by calling 585-9393, extension 559. The library circulates 1 pass to the Parrish Art Museum. This pass provides free general admission for 2 adults. Children and students of all ages with a valid ID are able to enjoy free museum admission at any time. Passes may not be used to attend special functions. And the Parrish Art Museum is open Thursdays through Mondays. This is a printable pass. The library circulates 1 pass to the Nassau County Museum of Art, which provides free admission for 2 adults and up to 4 children under the age of 16. In addition, patrons receive a 10% discount in the museum gift and bookshop. Parking at the Nassau County Museum of Art is free during the week. Or on the weekend, there's a charge of $2 per vehicle. Museum passes are not valid for special events or public programs. The Nassau County Museum of Art is open Tuesdays through Sundays. This is also a printable pass. Additional information on terms and conditions of MCPL's Museum Pass program can be found by clicking on the Museum Passes button on the home page of our website, and specific museum information can be found by clicking the Learn More icon under each museum. Thank you for joining us for today's episode. If you enjoyed, click like, and if you watched on YouTube, hit subscribe. Thanks so much, and we'll see you all next time.